Hello trader, in this video I'd like to explain to you what you should do with a rain or when you meet a rain on the market. And for example, right over here you can see the market is pretty noisy, and when we can define a rain is completely formed as our standards, at that time you need to skip trading and wait for a valid breakout always. And that is a rule for all the markets, even you are trading on higher time frame or low time frame like 1 minute time frame, 2 minutes time frame until daily time frame, weekly time frame, or you are trading on cryptocurrency markets, gold, indies, US30, or stock markets, any access, any time frame need to apply the rule to avoid the risks on the markets. The markets on all time frame, on all access are always same. The real story behind the markets is still same and the risks also same. We need to understand the rain and we keep trading the rain to wait for a valid breakout. For example, right over here is a gold on the 1 hour time frame, and at this time you can see we are having a rain right over here. The first candle here is a pin bar candles, and the second candle is also a up pin bar candle closed within the first pin bar candle total length from highest into lowest. Therefore this time we will have an original rain like the black line right over here. You can see my upper and my lower of the rain right over here. And when a rain is confirmed, you can see that all the buyer and the seller who are creating this market, creating the power inside the market, try to escape the rain. No one want the market always run into a horizontal place like this, especially the big boys and the funds and the bank. They always want the market running higher and higher like this, or go lower like this, for them to buy more on the markets, and when the markets come higher and higher very strongly they can sell. But when the markets in a horizontal line like this, they will need to wait a lot of times. Therefore they always want to escape the rain like this to have a better chance. Therefore when the market is on a rain, at that time there are a lot of freak breakout, the upper and the lower like this. Some trader will ask me that sometimes the market is really respect the upper and the lower and they can entry, but most of the time the markets will freak break out the rain very strongly like this case. You can see right over here the markets freak break out on the top right over here and freak break out on the bottom right over here. Some trader will think when a rain is freak break out a lot, at that time they can define a final rain will be like this and like this by define the highest and the lowest of freak breakout of the rain, and they will think that they can entry when the markets come into the upper right over here for a short position, and when the markets come into the lower right over here they can buy more on the markets, because the market tends to going down from here and going up from here. But actually you can see the true story right here. The markets freak breakout even stronger at that. A very long tail candles going higher right over here and then going down very strongly by super strong Maruza candle like this, and then come back immediately. And if you try to entry right over here with 1% of your account, you even can lose more than 1%, because at this time having a really high spread on the market. Spread also can understand like slippage. When the market at a very strong movement like this, broker cannot close the trade at exactly 1%, and normally you will be lost 2% and more than 2%, and your daily drawdown at that time is really high and your risk is really high. For the lower right over here also same story, and you can see from the story right over here, here is a common case of the markets with a rain. The markets try to freak break out on the upper and on the lower, and then try to freak break out more and more stronger. Therefore there are no chance for the trader like us to entry at the rain. We need to skip the rain and wait for a valid breakout always. When you are managing the big accounts like me and some of the NCI trader, you need to be very carefully, because at that time the capital is really big. We need to wait for the really nice trend on the market to trade and skip to trading at the noise markets like this. And that is all for today's video. You just need to remember when we are having a rain and a rain here is confirmed as our standards, you need to wait for a valid breakout. Thank you for listening to me and see you on next video.